Hi everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my thought stroke rant of the day. Definitely a rant, this one, and it's all about transfers really. It's all about getting the right character in, as Eddie Howe always says, and also our own PK, big shout out to him, about the no dickhead policy that has to be implemented when it comes to transfers. We are talking about a former Newcastle United target, if you believe that. We were linked to that many people. Me and Mark ran out a rumour hazard room, I think, on the hard drive to pull up stats and chats about players, and it'll be even bigger in the summer now Newcastle fully qualified for the Champions League. But this is why it's vitally important that we bring in the right characters, as Eddie Howe always says, and Dan Ashworth says as well. So who am I talking about? I'm talking about the Ukrainian wonder kid, if you want to use the term wonder lightly, because Chelsea fans are probably wondering why the fuck they signed Mykhailo Mudryk, because he's been absolutely shit for them since his £90 million move from Shakhtar Donetsk. So not only has he not endeared himself to his own fans for his lack of football and ability seemingly this year, he's now come out on, well, been outed on the internet by Joey Swalds, a lad I follow on social media. If you haven't already, he's a top bloke. I think he runs his own fitness company, social media influencer and stuff like that. But he has a really worthwhile cause where he outs these people for basically posting these horrible pictures and videos, trying to embarrass people in the gym. Which is just a total shithouse trick. You know, you see people all over the world doing it. I saw people in the UK doing it recently on his channel, which was really disappointing. But unbelievably, his latest victim to be outed is none other than Mykhailo Mudryk from Chelsea. So as it goes, this old fella's at the gym. He's on a rowing machine with his personal trainer. And like anything else in the gym, you know, your top flips up or your shorts come down or whatever it is, and your belly or your arse crack is on show, you know. You might be conscientious of it, but you're still in the middle of your workout, so you've got to wait till you're finished. And the last thing you want is some shithouse 22-year-old recording you on for his social media to boost his likes. I mean, what the fucking hell is that about Mudryk? Talk about failing PK's no dickhead policy. You have failed with a spectacular F there, mate. So this is exactly what Eddie Howe has been talking about the right characters. I mean, if one of our players had done that to somebody, we'd be fucking mortified. I just can't believe that people are doing this in general, in the everyday world, let alone professional athletes. You know, you would think this lad would have a little bit more humility about him. The fact that he's had a really shit season. Chelsea have been fucking awful. Sacking managers, which is no different for Chelsea really, but sacking managers, even in the case of Chelsea, which makes no sense. You know, bringing in the Prince of Pork and Frank Lampard, Steve Bruce's his sire, apparently, by the way he's losing games. They're an absolute basket case. Pochettino's got a massive job in his hands to fix that dumpster fire when he goes in. Can he do it or not? We don't know. But you would have thought the players would have had a little bit more humility about themselves, just to not act like an absolute fucking wanker like this bloke has. I can't attack him as well as Joey Swalds done. He's a top man. But for me, it's an absolute disgrace. I mean, going to the gym, for a lot of people, they're trying to get themselves in shape. They feel vulnerable. They feel exposed. You know, what they need is encouragement, not ridicule. You know, from people like this, and especially a professional athlete. You would have thought you had a little bit more decorum about them. You know, footballers can get a bad name, but you see the things they do off the pitch. You see like Jack Grealish and the charities that he does, and how classy he is with people, and you know, cerebral palsy, because you know I think his sister's got it. But you see people like Mudryk behaving like this, and it just rams home that horrible stereotype that these footballers are spoiled, self-centered, egomaniac, you know, if they were chocolate, they'd fucking eat themselves type of characters. And it's a real shame, and I'm sure the footballing community aren't happy seeing these kind of videos as well. I don't know what Chelsea are going to do about it, whether they reprimand them or not. We're playing Chelsea for the last home Premier League, the last game of the Premier League season, home for them. And I just wonder whether Mudryk will even be in the squad off the back of this, if Lampard has to come out and say anything about it, or whether Chelsea just don't give a fuck. I mean, their owner is an absolute lunatic, you know. Going in the dressing room, giving them shit. You're getting James Corden's advice to bring Lampard back. I mean, I'm so glad that Newcastle United are a well-run club and nowhere near the basket case that is Chelsea. But if I was Chelsea fans and Chelsea Football Club, I would certainly reprimand Mudryk, because that's absolutely appalling what he's done to that guy. I hope he comes out with a statement as well. He'll probably be forced to, and somebody will write it for him, so you can really look through these statements and just think it's a load of shit, really, to be honest with you. But Yeah, it's just a sad indictment probably as to where Chelsea are. Everyone's worried about Chelsea coming back next season. I'm not sure they will. I mean, this is Mauricio Pochettino we're talking about, not fucking Harry Potter. You can't wave a magic wand and fix all the problems there. So it will be interesting to see where they come next season, because we're going to be one of them teams that are looking to stay ahead of them in the race for top four or possibly higher. We'll have Champions League next season to push our squad, and again, we'll have to invest in that squad, and we'll have to sign players. And just listening to Eddie Howe again and Dan Ashworth, and going back to my point at the start of the video, we will not be signing shithouses that behave like this on social media. They'll be doing the due diligence, they'll be looking at all of that, and I think that's something you have to consider, because you don't want anybody upsetting, the perfect ambience that's in this squad right now of togetherness. Even though there's talented players over other players, every single player is just as important as each other in this Newcastle United squad. And I, for one, am glad that that's the way we're recruiting, and we don't bring in little bellends like Mudryk. So that's me done for the rant today. If this is the kind of thing you like, smash that like button and subscribe. We'd love you to come and join us. It's mostly Newcastle United, but we do have the odd dip out for things like this that catch our eye. We're going to be back with Evermore Wednesday night with the lads to talk about just the joy of qualifying for the Champions League yet again, and our manager hopefully winning Manager of the Year. Until then, keep supporting that team of Core United. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you later. Cheers, bye.